those have oil in them that it's just incredible how they burn. They're like matchsticks.
There's an aerial view, Eric.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but we've got an aerial view of that whole complex there.
Well, I'd say we're surrounded on 3 sides by fire from this property here. And firefighters still waiting to spray water. They're conserving their water as best they can. Tracking the fire, making sure that it stays far away and waiting for it to come closer before they begin to spray more water. Unrolling some hose here, moving back around, changing their location, seeing that this part over here is burning. So they're redeploying, getting over on this side so that they can be ready when the fire comes down this way, and you know it will with those big trees back there. Now we're getting some big pieces of ash. These are the ash, I don't know if you can see them in the shot, but it's ash like big snowflakes coming down. Eerie sight, very dark all of a sudden.
And as you're watching these pictures, we've now received an updated estimate of damage. Estimate now $1 billion damage. $1 billion with a B damage.
Staggering. Staggering figure.
250,000 acres burned. More than 100 people have been injured.
Here comes another copter in. Is that one going to drop? Let's see if he does. Coming in low. Here comes the drop. Dropped a little bit too far away from it. So he just missed it. Gonna have to come around again. Here comes another copter. Here comes another one in. Now the copters are coming in. And that was a good drop. That was a real good drop. That's not water, is it? That's this type of foam.
That's a foam mixture.
Yeah. Did a tremendous job there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, sometimes they don't hit it right on the target. Then the second one comes in, and the second one hit pretty well.
There at the bottom of your screen, you can see from Skycam 5. You can just see how hot it is.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Graphs and everything. That's why you get on these fixed wing. You get a bird dog plane coming in with them to guide the way in through the smoke. And
there's a spotter for the helicopters that you're talking about?
Oh, there's a spotter for all the fixed wing.
Uh-huh.
And they call it a bird dog, and he comes in, bird dogs everything, and they follow him right in.
With the helicopters, it's kind of hit or miss, I guess, huh?
Right. The guys usually try to circle around prior. They try to circle around prior to their drop, take a look, and then come on in and make their drop. But it's tough with all the wind currents that are created by the fire itself, the smoke. It's difficult to get in here and make a drop when you got heavy smoke like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Very difficult job. Okay, let's look over to the right on that ridge again. Look at how those flames are going. Those are not stopping, coming closer and closer here. We're just waiting and watching. That's what these firefighters are doing on this house, which happens to be in a good location from the standpoint that it's on a ridge that has about 180-degree view. So these people the firefighters can just sit up here, and the fire's not going to come up here without them seeing it. They've got a really good sort of panoramic view of it, and that's an advantage with this particular property.
45 minutes ago, you were lounging, Eric.
Yeah, I and the firefighters, all of us were having a nice leisurely conversation, but it just exploded. I mean, that was about as graphic as you can get in terms of showing you. And even by the time you came to us, it had already exploded. I mean, it happened seconds before. Now we're getting one of the Chinook helicopters coming in, and there's one of those, it's coming right behind that column of smoke over there. It's hard to see, but it's a Chinook carrying a bucket. The same ones that we saw getting water from the ocean earlier. Let's see where it went. He's gonna drop out. What are you saying?
He's dropping 3,000 gallons of water in that bucket right there.
All right, we can hear him at least. There he is. Here he comes with the bucket. He's dropping it over that edge that we showed you. It's a long way. We're actually a ways from the ocean, so he's flown a long way. It's going to be a long way before he can get back to refill.
Well, there we see the fire through the smoke.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it. Now it is getting really close. I don't think they can wait a whole lot longer here. They're going to They've got a little tornado here going. They're gonna have to spray this down real soon. They're gonna open up. Listen in.
It's amazing how long they wait before they hit it with water.
Well, it's a real problem. I mean, they don't have much. It's a long way from any water. We're a long way from any kind of hydrant or anything like that, from refilling their tanks. And you always want to keep some water just to protect your own life, and that's what they want to do. We've talked to firefighters here who found themselves in situations here in Tuna Canyon last night where they were without water and they were surrounded by flames. Now we're getting a little smoke tornado here. I don't know if you can see it. This is pretty close. Yeah. It's whirling around. But just waiting for it to get a little bit closer. It's come about as close as it's going to get, at least on that side. But
They
over
wait
here,
till the absolute last minute when they absolutely must turn on the water, just because they are concerned about making sure they have enough water.
flames continuing to.
What's interesting here is that the flames appear to be circulating instead of being driven now. On occasion you see the flames being driven, but then they just circulate and sort of burn themselves out, as we just saw with that little smoke tornado there. We see now from Skycam 5 the two patches of the flames, the two hot spots.
Yeah,
Three,
there's
actually,
several hot spots, really. And we're getting another drop here, another helicopter drop. He's going to take care of that thing there, that one up there. Looks like he hit it pretty well. So far, they've used about 2 or 3 helicopters on this particular fire.
Eric, I know that there in some of the canyons they don't have access to fire hydrants. Where is their water source coming from?
They got maybe 1 or 2 tankers, fire trucks parked out in front of the house, on the other side of the house. And look at the intensity of the smoke there. Look at those firefighters next to the pool over there. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
They're like cringing with the smoke is so severe here. It's beginning to blow this way. Now we're getting what the weather system that firefighters keep telling us about is generated by these fires. It's really blowing. And it was calm here not long ago.
We saw that one firefighter removing those patio chairs. Those are combustibles, and
Yeah,
they want to make sure they
those
get them
back.
out. Huh?
They're wooden chairs. They want to move those back because those are a danger if an ember should catch onto them. So they want to get those back as far as they can. And the flames continue to come closer and closer. Now it's hard to see more than 40 feet back out there. We're getting a lot of black smoke, burning leaves coming in this direction, embers. Spraying down the perimeter here.
Now the only way you can get out is around the right.
That's
around
it.
The fence,
That's the way. That's the only way to get out.
The fire's cutting off your escape route there. Can you go out to the left?
Yeah, it looks okay that way. They've made progress on that other angle over there. But watch this tree go up right in front there, like a matchstick. It's just incredible. You can hear the fire crackling. The helicopter overhead. He's coming in now? Spraying a little bit more water. Big flames, 30-foot flames here right in front of us. Firefighters beginning to go down the hillside. How they're getting close, I don't know. I mean, the heat is just tremendous. The heat is really intense here. In fact, our photographer, Gary, is moving back because the heat is so intense. Firefighters covering up, going down closer. Here comes the helicopter in, right on top of us. Dropping the white foam water mixture right on the perimeter. He missed the spot where most of the flames are, but he hit a spot in between the house, that fence there, and the flames. So that was a good spot to hit. Stop the advance of this thing. A lot of hard work to be done here. This is a difficult job. Another tree going up right down there. See that one going? There's another house. There's houses over there too as well. Hearing another helicopter drop. Another tree going up. The fire raging right in front of us. Firefighters here to our left with the hose, pulling the hose back over to the other side. They're redeploying to this right-hand side here because the fire seems to be the most intense on this side.
Eric, about how many firefighters are there with you right now?
We have, I can see about 6 of them, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's some other ones out on the other side who are back up on that ridge. Okay, they're deciding where to go here. This is a situation where your strategy constantly. Okay, they're concerned about our cable. We got to see if we can get our cable out of the way. They're constantly changing their strategy as the fire moves. The firefighters redeploy. It's like an army. Comes another helicopter in, and these are also part of the arsenal as well. That, I think, was a water drop, not the foam. Now we have firefighters going down the hillside, spray down that tree there. Another helicopter coming in very low and making the drop right in front of the house. Now the hillside over to our right is exploding in flames. We got a lot of copters working this thing now. We got 4 or 5 of them coming through. They're coming through in about minute or 30-second intervals, coming through very quickly. Difficult job. Look at the smoke there. How can you see when you fly in that? How in the world can they see where they're going?
Not only that, but how can you breathe as well?
Yeah. Very intense heat here.
Now, to the right of this house, you say there are other homes back in that area too?
Yeah, there's bulldozers working on that ridge over there. We saw them. It looks like they're making some progress. There are a lot of resources here being used to. Here comes another copter in over here. You can hear it. It's just overhead, I think.
You're watching continuing coverage of the wildfires that are hit Southern California on KTLA TV, Los Angeles.
If you're just joining us, we're at the top of Tuna Canyon Road, a house that's on the top of the hillside here, overlooking most of the canyon. It caught fire about 20 minutes or so ago. The fire was lazily making its way up the canyon. The part in front of the house began to erupt in flames about 20 minutes or so ago. The firefighters have managed to stop the flames thus far from reaching this house that we're at. People who live here evacuated. We don't know where they are. We have fire crews standing by with their hoses. What they do, we've seen it, they get ready, they get the hoses out, and then they wait for the fire to come closer, and then it's amazing how little water they use to actually control it. They haven't used a whole lot of it. They try and conserve it as best they can. And the flames being obscured by dark smoke here. And the aerial attack continues.
Eric, about how far away would you say those flames are from you now?
40 or 50 feet. I guess he's going to drop on the other side. Okay. Yeah, the firefighters have gone over. Maybe we can move over here. I don't know if we can come back over here. Down here, there are some homes over here on this side. Let's move over this way if we can. You can see there's another house down here, so they're also very concerned about that house there. Mm-hmm. And there's some other ones back on top of that ridge there too. So I think they're maybe making some drops over there as well.
And that's in the middle of some trees.
Yeah, that's something that they really have to be concerned about. You see there's some firefighters. We'll show you after this drop. See, they're making a drop over there trying to stop it on that edge. But down here in front of Gary, if you go down, see how they're going down this hillside here? They're going down with hoses, dragging them down to that point. They're going to do the same thing that they did at this property, at that one as well. That situation there is a little bit harder because that house is surrounded by big trees, and they look like they might be some eucalyptus trees.